You say.
No, I don't want you say.
No, faster, you say.
Okay, never mind, we say together.
Welcome to SheSaid, let's talk.
Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of SheSaid. I'm Chloe.
I'm Emma.
And on this episode, we'll be discussing party girls versus good girls. Recently, I overheard this conversation between two guys, and then he said a party girl can never be a good girl as in wifey material, and then a good girl will never party. Yeah, what do you think? Real. This is a very real reaction. I was like bamboozled when I first heard it also.
Okay, I think that is also because I feel like I'm a very good girl. Like I feel like I'm a good girlfriend when I'm in a relationship. You know, I really focus on building a lot of like the foundation. I focus on like nurturing the relationship. But I love partying.
Same. As in like not same as in I'll go every single day, but I enjoy good music and good company. Not as in I want to get drunk every weekend.
In fact, I have the most fun when I'm partying with like you and like just girls. Yeah, so I don't see why me going out with a group of girls would mean I'm not a good girl. But
Okay.
I get the party girl image and I kind of understand the conflict between the two and why people cannot seem to categorize these two people in the same group.
Correct. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So I think it's because of what the society labels a party goal, or like what they deem a party goal is.
So what do you think is like the typical party goal?
A party goal would probably mean this girl who is at a club, any club or any nightlife venue on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sundays. Yeah, and she probably only has friends in nightlife and she don't have a life outside of the club. I would guess that's what the party goal definition is. And why the society look down on girls like that is probably because they think that they every day just want to get drunk and everything, and they don't have a purpose in life, and they are always around guys and all that in very risky situations, and then a good girl is a total opposite of that.
So they just stay at home.
Yeah, I think I don't really know what is a good definition of a good girl, but I guess when I ask my guy friends what do you think is a good girl, they will tell me things like, oh, then she just focus on studying or working, and she doesn't go to party, she doesn't drink, and her pastime is like wholesome activities
like painting,
taking pictures, pottery. I don't know, but then I guess why I feel like this is very double standard is because don't you realize that guys who party every weekend
they are not called party boys.
Yeah, they don't have a negative label.
Yeah.
But when a girl does it, right, then she's like, oh, she's a degenerate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
like
personally for me, I go partying quite often. Like minimally once a week. Sometimes 2 times. And if I'm feeling like I'm really going for it, sometimes 3 nights a week. But I feel like that has never really affected my personal life. Like it has never really affected, you know, how I see my life outside of partying. And in fact, I feel like partying is a part of my life. I'm making it a part of my life in a sense where it's my form of, you know, enjoyment and my form of having fun. It's literally just like traveling to me.
Correct.
It's just a way I, you know, let out all my stress and everything. But it doesn't have to interfere or like, you know, cross paths with whatever I do in the daytime or like whatever I choose to do seriously in my life.
Yeah, I think so too. And I mean, personally for me, because I'm already working, right, I find it a little bit difficult in the beginning to actually balance going out with my friends and drinking with my friends together with my working life and image, because a lot of people think that, oh, just because you are a person who is working and I supposed to take your life very seriously and your job very seriously, it equals you cannot go out and party and enjoy and everything. But I think it's because of the misconception of party goals. Like party goals means that, oh, you just want to get drunk every night and everything. But honestly speaking, when we go out and drink like 10 times, right, how many times do we even get drunk?
Yeah, like that's the thing. We don't always get drunk and like, you know, the next day cannot function. it really depends. Like sometimes we really just go out, have fun, talk, get a few drinks, and we're just home.
Yeah, we usually just sit there, enjoy the music, yep. And we don't really
And
like
it's
drinking
also the fact that there are so many guys, especially our guy friends, who we go drinking with. There are also people who are avid drinkers and avid clubbers. But I've never once heard that, they get labeled as anything, or a girl would like look at him and be like, oh, he not husband material lah.
Yeah,
I've never heard a girl say that to a guy about a guy, like, why he go drinking all the time, he not husband material. The max, the most I can possibly imagine is a girl thinking like, oh, this guy might be prone to cheating if he's still drinking in a relationship.
Yeah, I think so also. But I guess for me, I heard of a story from a friend whereby because she met this guy at a club, right? This guy actually told her, I cannot be together with you because I can't tell my parents that I met you at the club.
Huh?
And I think she was quite heartbroken about it lah, because why is it just because I meet you at the club means I cannot meet your parents and we can't be in a relationship when you cannot eventually marry me?
Yeah, as in I don't think it really makes any actual difference whether or not you met at a pub on a Sunday afternoon or at church or at a club. Like it doesn't really make a difference. Maybe it will make you feel a bit better about telling people the story. Maybe you're afraid that if you tell people like, oh, we met at a club, people are gonna think that you're not serious in a relationship. But that's just all in your head. Also, what you can just lie to people. Oh, we met at church.
Yeah, you can say that also, I guess. Yeah, and I guess most of these guys, right, especially like friends that I have, they expect to have a girlfriend that can drink with them, but then a girlfriend who can drink with them, they feel like these girls are not wifey material. Like a party girl is not wifey material. Then I just but then you want the fun, but then you don't want to marry a girl like that. Why?
Yeah.
But you yourself can drink every day.
As in, I feel like some guys have this very toxic mindset where like, oh, my girlfriend or my wife has to be, a good mother, a good wife. She has to take care of the house, and she cannot be able to do that while she's getting drunk outside.
Yes. Oh my god, this brings me to my personal story. I have once met a guy that I really, really like. I liked him so much that I had to fly overseas just to reset my brain. But anyways, he told me if I became his girlfriend, I cannot go drinking ever again. Then I was like, huh? What? Because I wouldn't say all my friends are drinkers, but I would say almost half my friends are people that I met when I used to go drinking frequently. But I don't go drinking as often anymore lah. But does that mean that I don't hang out with these people anymore? No, because outside of drinking, I do like them as people. I think they're very funny, and personally for me, I really like good music and like rave music, whatever genre of music that you cannot find usually on Spotify lah. And the only night I can spend with this kind of people, right, is in the club, because why, they either work at the club or their body clock is already accustomed to being at the club.
Yeah.
So when he told me that you cannot go drinking anymore, I was like, does that mean you want me to cut all my friends off? Like that mean that I need to drag a DJ out. Tell me, hey, let's go for cafe
hopping, and then you play the music for me.
Yeah, so I'm just like, then what is the reason behind it? Then he just said that like a girl who goes to drink is a party girl and can never be a good girlfriend or good wife, which brings me to the discussion of what is even the definition of a good girl, a good wife, a good girlfriend.
I feel like based on my own like judgment and my own mindset, I feel like maybe a good girl to them is just someone who doesn't like appear easy. You get what I mean? I feel like there's this mindset around party girls that they're very easy to sleep with or to get. But I don't think that's true. Because most of the party girls that I have met, right? First of all, they have a lot of guys chasing them. What makes you think you're going to be like the top one that is going to get them, right? Second of all, I feel like they've seen so much already. They've seen all sorts of guys, all kinds of guys, all levels of guys. Like, they are not going to be 他们没有那么好骗啦。
Yeah. They already know what exactly they want, and they know what kind of guy they like and everything. And like a good girl, right, who hasn't seen it all will probably be more prone to falling for a guy who is like slightly messed up as compared to a good guy also, or like a nice, decent guy that will treat her right.
Yeah. As in, like, I think in my head it's like, okay, maybe I'm wrong. I'm not accusing the guys of this, but I really think it's because they think good girls are easier to manipulate.
Oh, I get what you mean.
Yeah, because a party girl she's, in my head, she's independent.
She's probably seen it all.
Yeah, she's seen it all. She has her own boundaries. If you cross her boundaries, she's just going to dump you because she knows that she can find better.
Correct.
And she knows, like, she can find better because she's seen all sorts of people, all kinds of stories, like wild stories, right? It's not just because she thinks she can find better in a club. Yeah, so I feel like they're just easier to manipulate. That's why guys feel like, 更好掌控, sit in my palm, don't move anywhere.
Correct,
but a party girl is never going to sit in your palm, so they don't like that.
Yes, because she has her own life outside of you and she has her own friends and everything. And I guess some guys will probably feel like they are slightly insecure about the fact that she parties, because like that would mean that she is exposed to a different kind of people, and guys also lah. Yeah.
That is because they think like, oh, you go to club, you're going to cheat.
Yeah. I think,
and I don't doubt that there's a lot of people that cheat at the club.
Yeah. I can say that we've all witnessed it and everything, but does that mean that everyone is like that? No.
Yeah, it's just more convenient because first of all, you're drinking. Second of all, everybody is so close to each other. Third of all, it's so dark. Nobody's actually going to like really catch you that quickly if you're sneaky about it. But I would just like to say, people cheat everywhere. Even if your girlfriend, your good girlfriend, is a doctor, she can be cheating with a patient for all you know.
Correct. I think so.
But it's just because these kind of things don't really link to anything. It's like I recently read this in the book that I bought. And basically an error in our human mindset and our way of thinking, right, is that we like to categorize things unnecessarily.
Yes.
So we categorize clubbing and cheating under clubbing because you feel like, oh, a lot of the stories you hear about cheating is because they're drunk and at a club. So it must be because, like, oh, if you're going to clubbing, that means you're going to cheat. Or like you're more prone to cheating. But that's not it, what? Because everywhere else could have cheaters also. Yes. You just don't, you just cannot, your brain just cannot categorize those kind of cheatings. Like people who cheat at a kopitiam, people who cheat at the hospital, people who cheat at the police station. You can't categorize them. Yeah. Yeah, you cannot categorize those things. So it's easy to pinpoint like, oh, clubbing party girls are bad because they're cheaters. But it's just because you can't do the same for the rest of the situations where a girl would cheat on you or a guy would cheat on you.
I think so. But I guess you brought up something interesting in my head, which is that I think where this come from and where this categorizing come from, right, is because a lot of guys, I'm not saying all guys but a lot of guys use "cause I was drunk" as an excuse to cheating. Do you not realize that? Yeah. But does it mean that because you are drunk means you can cheat, and is it a valid excuse to cheat? I don't think so. And at the end of the day, right, about this good girl, party girl thing, right, I feel what defines a good girl would probably mean that like she has good values and everything. Like, I don't think it necessarily means that a good girl cannot party or a party girl cannot be a good girl. It all boils down to what is your reason behind partying. So for me, why I go out and drink with my friends, I'll hang out with you, I'll hang out with Kat, and that's why we met, and that's what we enjoy doing together. It's just like everybody can have their hobby, and my hobby is just listening to music and just being with my friends and everything. And I like dressing up, and we go and take pictures and everything. But does that mean that I go to the club to mingle with guys?
Yeah.
And like, hi, what's your IG?
Let me vouch for her, okay? I've never seen her mingling with a guy, and I have never seen her going back home with a guy. And I've been drinking with her for like the past one whole year, more than
a year already lah. Yeah. So it boils down to what is the purpose behind you going to club and you going to drink and everything. Because I do know the girls that are like that. I'm not saying that there are no girls who are the literal definition of the society's party girl. There are girls that literally go out, get drunk, and just to want to get like up out by a guy. But then there are also girls that really just enjoy a good time with their friends and there are just so many girls that enjoy good parties and they just hang out with their friends. See like 5 girls, one friend group, then they just get a dance by protect each other.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just very wholesome and cute as well. Okay, personally for me, right, as somebody who is also in a relationship, So that's her single point of view, right? And she has good values, so she doesn't go to the club to mingle with guys. But let's say in a relationship, okay, I still go clubbing because my boyfriend is a DJ. My boyfriend is a DJ.
Yeah.
He parties. Okay, to be fair, he always says he's not partying because he sees it as his job.
Yeah.
Sure. But
Okay.
I'm gonna party, so I party. But I have never once done anything bad just because I was drunk. When I'm drunk, she just drags me home
Yeah.
and I just die
Correct.
at
Yeah.
home.
Usually
But-
we will protect each other from
Yeah,
any
but-
weird people.
Personally, for me, I feel like clubbing is the exact same as how somebody who enjoys going to the beach, because being at the beach clears their mind. Me being in a club setting, or like being with my very good friends, and we're just enjoying the night, looking out for each other, talking and laughing, it clears my mind. And in that moment, I don't like think about anything that stresses me out. I don't feel any like negative emotions. I just feel happy.
Yeah.
And it's not like it's addictive or anything. Okay, it might be addictive, but I feel like that's the alcohol.
Yeah,
But-
I mean some people are just addicted to the alcohol.
Yeah, but I feel like if you find going to the beach to clear your mind as addictive, then maybe clubbing is addictive. But I feel like that's my equivalent. And I'm not going to say, everyone that goes to the club are good people. You are prone to meet bad people because it's a place where you meet people, where you meet a lot of people. Can you imagine in what other circumstances do you find like hundreds of people in the same room
Yeah.
with you? You don't put yourself in that kind of situations as much. That's why you feel like, I'm prone to meeting bad people. It's because of that.
And I guess also because under the influence of alcohol, there are people who make very rash decisions or unrational decisions that the society deem as like questionable. But going back to the good girl or the definition of a good girl, right? I guess what people don't see is that there are also girls who are studying their uni degree or masters that have good grades and everything, but would still enjoy a good night out with their girls.
Yeah.
Like I
Like
have
me,
friends like that also. Yeah.
I just graduated from university and I graduated fine. It's not like anything affected me or like, and my relationship, you get what I mean? Like, it's as long as you don't want it to affect the other parts of your life, it won't affect the other parts of your life. You need to find like people who actually value things in their life. There are people who really just get like super heartbroken and they just like rot in the club one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean those people will eventually have to help themselves lah. But you cannot just like 这样子打死整船人.
Yeah.
You cannot like just kill
Correct.
everybody.
I don't
There
think
are
that
good people
partying.
too.
Yeah, I don't think that partying equals to like no good values, and neither do I feel like girls need to adhere to this kind of societal rules and labels and everything. Because at the end of the day, when you are looking for a girlfriend and then you want to like categorize her just because she enjoys partying and everything, I think that's very like unreasonable. Yeah, because a good girl can also enjoy a party, and a party girl can also have good morals and good values and everything. Everything boils down to like I said, what is the
Values.
reason behind her going to
But
party?
actually, right, people who, like let's say two clubbers or like two party goers, right? They get together. People tend to have like very bad impression or like very bad judgment of their relationship.
They
like-
confirm think that they're going to fall or like break up.
Yeah, like when
Yeah.
I first got together with my boyfriend, everyone around us thought we were gonna break up in like 3 months.
Right.
Yeah, and like I kept hearing things like, people say you guys confirm not gonna make it past 3 months. Then other people say like, I give it 6 months, this kind of things.
Yeah.
As in like I would say we made it pretty fine past 3 and 6 months. Like, you know what I mean? You cannot just say, just because they are clubbers, that means it's gonna fail. In fact, I feel like it's literally just I just found somebody who enjoys doing the same thing as me. And if you find somebody that wants to go to the beach with you because that's something that you both like, then why is it not okay? Or why is it gonna fail if I find somebody who just likes going to the club with me?
Correct. Yeah. So why would people actually say things like a party girl cannot be a loyal girlfriend or a loyal wife? This is an example. Yeah. Because I feel partying, at least for me, I feel like heavily partying was a phase. that I had like 2 years ago, where like I legitimately was drinking almost every single day. That was like when I was almost graduating poly, and then okay, this is my personal opinion, but Singapore got nothing to do in the middle of the night. Yeah, and the only thing you can do is go drinking and everything. So I was very heavily partying and everything. Then about this guy, right, that I said that like told me I cannot drink if I party, if I become his girlfriend, right? I did tell him that, actually once I start my career and everything, I would definitely cut down my partying, like to almost no party at all. Because I guess for me, when I start working, and even till now, I party like once a week or once every 2 weeks or so. And it's probably just because I want to hang out with my friends and everything, and I just enjoy good music and everything. I think it's a way to release stress, because the only other way that I can release stress is traveling, and I can't afford to travel every week.
You know what I mean? It's just a form of like stress relief as well.
Yeah, correct. And then I always try to explain to my guy friends that just because a girl party doesn't mean that they are not loyal. And I would say the same to guys also, okay? Like, why do you all deem that all girls who party are cheaters? Because the ones that cheat are in the club are mostly guys.
Yeah, that
don't quote me on the stats. I don't know the stats.
Yeah, I also don't know the stats.
It's just like what we see.
I do know that a lot of girls cheat in the club as well.
I'm not saying that they don't. There are girls like that also.
I just feel like, okay, but it's very easy to determine whether or not a girl is ready to be in a relationship. Like I had my crazy clubbing phase as well. Like I know you think like my current state is really quite crazy, but I used to be crazy. I think my max was 5 days in a row, and I took 3 of those 5 days.
Mine was 9.
Crazy.
But that was because I was dating alcoholic.
Okay, but I was just heartbroken. So I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna go drink. And I think during that period of time, if anybody were to date me, wow, that's really bad lah, because I just wasn't ready for a relationship as well. But it doesn't mean that just because through that breakup and through that heartbreak, I found out that I actually enjoy going to the club with my friends and just enjoy like the loud music, and it clears my mind, right? I don't see why that I'm supposed to be labeled as a party girl or like a girl who cannot be a good girlfriend. I feel like that is completely dependent on my mindset and how ready I am for a relationship. Even if you asked me at that point, I would have told you I'm not ready for a relationship.
Correct. Yeah. And I feel like actually partying is a good way to build up your confidence and social skills, because when you go out and drink and you meet different people, actually I feel like when I drink, right, I actually make a lot of friends. And like some people also have similar career as me, or like similar values and everything, and then it's not like we go there just to like get blackout drunk and everything. So I feel it's a good way to build connections, because for me, in my line of work, I am required to make connections and meet new people on a day-to-day basis. And being in a club and meeting people like that, right? I said, also people that I drink with.
Yeah, and like I said, how often do you find yourself in a room with hundreds of people that you can talk to?
Correct.
It's just a good opportunity for people in certain lines of work, and it's also a good way to just socialize. And I feel like, okay, personally for me, I don't really take a lot of my club friendships outside of the club. I don't really meet people at the club and I want to hang out with them in my daytime, or I actually talk to them about my problems. I don't. But I feel like it's just a place for me to go where I'm with already the people that I care about.
Yes.
You get what I mean? So usually if we go to the club together, like the 3 of us, and people say we look very scary because we just stick together.
And we just sit there and don't talk.
Yeah, we don't talk to like other people, and we are, it's not that we're unfriendly, it's just that we are very sufficient already.
We're zoning out listening to the music.
We're just like, we're happy with each other's company, so we don't really like mingle or whatever that you guys think party girls do all the time with guys.
Eventually it is something that you will grow out of. I mean, when you start working a full-time job, it's very difficult for you to continue this kind of lifestyle and everything, and eventually it just becomes part-time, like a pastime for you to really stress and everything.
Yeah.
So do people just forget that all these party girls that you label can eventually settle down and get married and everything?
My mom used to be a party girl.
Oh,
Yeah, my mom used to drink like almost weekly as well when I was in primary school. Because my mom is quite young, so she used to go out until like 3, 4 a.m. as well, like whatever I'm doing now. It's just that she found her party era a bit later than me. So my mom has never really saw an issue with whatever I'm doing now. Like
same.
she thinks it's good that you are doing all this now because you don't want to explore this later and realize you like this later when you're supposed to be in a stable relationship or you're trying to settle down or your career is getting more serious. You don't have the time to do all this. But when you're still young and you still have the time to go and like explore and have fun and drink and like literally just party all you want and be young, you should. And like my mom has just always been like supportive of me going out with my friends. Of course, like if I am bringing home guys all the time, like she would slap me, but I've never done that lah. So
yeah, we don't do that. Okay. Yeah, must clarify, we don't do that. Okay. To sum it all up, the root problem of it is the societal label.
yeah, I think eventually I will get to a point where in my life where maybe I will only go party like once every 6 months type of thing. Next time if I'm old and I have a kid and I have to attend to my kid and things that are more important in my life. But right now, this is what I want to do because I'm young and I'm responsible of way less things than I would be in like 5-10 years.
Yeah,
I want to enjoy this.
I think you cannot judge people based on like what the society deems as like a degenerate, a party girl, or just somebody who don't take their life seriously. Because for me in the club, I've met people who earns more than me, people with 9 to 5 jobs, people who are directors of companies.
You will be surprised what kind of people go to the club.
Exactly, like your future lawyers, doctors all there, and your current future doctors, lawyers also there,
exactly.
Correct.
As in sometimes when I do drink with like my friends who are like studying like law or like medicine, and I just think like, oh my god, you are going to be like my future doctor. It scares me a little bit because when they're drunk they're like a bit crazy.
Correct, but I don't think it should affect the way you do your job and how serious you are about your job in your life. Because for me personally, I drink once in a while, then some people just think that, oh, you drink once in a while means you're not a serious person, or you don't know how to do your work seriously. I think it's very offensive of this. Like why do we need to have this kind of unhealthy societal labels?
And in fact, right, doesn't it mean that we are better at managing our time and we're more disciplined if we can balance party and school or work perfectly fine? Isn't that supposed to be like a perk of me?
Yeah, correct.
You get what I mean? Like it's really like just because of this toxic label and people start like judging people based on what you do in your free time or like how you like to enjoy how you like to relieve your stress.
But what is your choice of pastime and everything? Yeah, I think the main thing is just lifestyle don't equal to morals. Yeah, and values. At the end of the day, a person, a good girl, a nice girl with like very good values and everything doesn't mean that she cannot party, ma. And a girl who enjoys herself through partying doesn't translate to not having any principles, values, morals, IQ. Yeah. So I think that as a society, we should stop being so judgmental and don't categorize or label girls in a way.
Yeah.
Because you don't see us labeling guys. The most we do is like give guys nickname, like the blue shirt guy.
Yeah.
The guy with the glasses.
Like
but we
guy,
don't like,
the drip guy.
Party boy.
Yeah. At most it's like, where this guy goes the most.
Correct. Yeah. But for girls, don't know why somehow when it comes to us, it's just like, oh, party girl, cannot bring home your other one, not a good girlfriend, won't make a good wife, must be a cheater. Yeah, so I don't think that we should have such unhealthy and unreasonable labels. I mean, definitely this is our personal opinion, and not saying that all guys are like that, all guys label girls like that,
and not saying that
all girls
are
righteous or morally upright lah. I mean, definitely all these.
And we're not saying that all the good girls are not as good as party girls or whatnot. No, there's no comparison. Every girl is unique in their own ways.
Yeah.
Every girl has her own morals and values and things that she finds important.
So at the end of the day, I feel that there are also many people that we know that are in a relationship, very loyal to each other, and then they just party together because that's what they enjoy doing, and then they go rave together and everything because that's what they enjoy doing and everything. So at the end of the day, I don't feel that your lifestyle should define you as a person, define how much morals and values you have. A party girl don't have to be somebody who is irresponsible and likes to get drunk, or is going to be a cheater and whatnot, and vice versa. A good girl doesn't have to be seen as a girl who don't know how to have fun and only stays home and cannot party at all. I feel what matters the most is the values, the communication and mutual understanding of. Yeah, if you date a party girl, you need to understand that her friends like to drink also and she likes to drink also, then have some trust in her lah, that she's
Or you can just tag along.
yeah, just go with her. You don't have to drink. And some girls go also, they also don't drink one. They just go there and listen to the music and everything. Yeah, it all boils down to communication and everything. I don't think that a girl should be labeled as a party girl or a good girl and everything. Don't even think there should be such labels that exist lah. Yeah, correct. But to end off this episode, just want to ask you guys, what do you think is a party girl and what do you think is a good girl? And do you think that party girls will not make a good wife? Yes.
I'm watching.
Okay, we'll read your comments. But anyways, if you like this video, please like our video, share our video, follow us on our socials, and if you want to keep updated and stay notified when we upload a video, then just click the bell button.
This is SheSaid Studios,
where we say what needs to be said
in our own ways.
Bye bye.